You want to own a car dealership? You dream of buying land. You dream of building a showroom. And you dream of counting the cash. But here is the truth. This is a misunderstood business. It's a business built on illusions. Let's break that illusion. The industry moves $1 trillion. Sales figures are massive. But here is the secret. Net margins are razor thin. We're talking 1 to 2%. Sell a $10,000 car? You barely clear a few hundred. After the rent, after the electricity, after the salaries, you are left with crumbs. So why are dealers rich? The profit isn't on the sticker. There are 3 ways to play: mainstream franchise, luxury franchise, or used car lots. Mainstream is a volume game. You answer to the manufacturer. They dictate the floor plan. They dictate the inventory. You are just a middleman. Luxury is a different beast. Fewer cars, higher margins. Wealthy buyers don't care about gas prices, but the facility costs? Millions upon millions. Used car lots are the Wild West. No manufacturer oversight. No mandated upgrades. But you lose the golden engine. The golden engine is service. Want to open the doors? Start with the franchise fee. Some cost a few thousand. Others cost $500,000. Then you need the land. 4 to 8 acres of asphalt. Then the concrete structure. Manufacturers demand the best. They want proof of wealth. Liquid capital in the bank. Net worth in the millions. If you don't clear the bar, you don't get the keys. It is a political game. A hierarchy of capital. The cars are not yours. You finance them through banks. It is called floor plan. The bank holds the debt. The car sits on your lot. Every day, the interest ticks. Insurance costs add up. Depreciation eats the value. The car is a wasting asset. The longer it sits, the more you bleed. If it hits the 90-day mark, the bank demands principal. Now you are trapped. You slash the price. You take the loss just to clear the slot. The manufacturer holds the whip. They use the turn and earn system. Sell fast, get better cars. Sell slow, get the junk. It is a feedback loop. The strong get stronger. The weak get squeezed out. Manufacturers also hold back supply. They reward the loyal. They punish the slow. It is not supply and demand. It is supply and politics. Now, the real business starts. Walk into the finance office. This is the hidden profit engine. They mark up your interest rate. Dealer reserve is the term. They take a cut of your loan. Then comes the warranty. The vehicle service contract. The markup is brutal. Sold for $3,000, cost the dealer $1,000. That is a 200% gain. Attach it to every deal. You don't need to sell cars. You just sell paper. Here is the top tier play. Offshore reinsurance companies. Dealers set them up abroad. The premiums you pay go into that pool. If your car never breaks, the dealer keeps the premium. It sits in tax-advantaged accounts. It compounds in the market. It grows for decades. While you drive your car, the dealer is investing your premium. It is a second business, hidden inside the first. Now look at the service bay. Parts, labor, and collision. This is the most stable room. Recessions hit the sales floor, but oil changes? Always needed. Broken brakes? Always needed. The margins are massive, 45 to 50%. Compare that to car sales, where margins are single digits. This is service absorption. Cover the building's rent. Cover the taxes and salaries. Cover the entire overhead. Once you hit that number, every car sold is pure profit. Dealers obsess over this rate. It is the heartbeat of the shop. How do they pay the mechanics? Flat rate, not hourly. The job is priced at 3 hours. Finish it in 1, you still get paid for 3. The faster you work, the more you make. It incentivizes speed. It rewards the experts. It crushes the apprentices. But for the dealer, it is pure efficiency. No wasted time on the clock, just finished work. The software tax is real. Dealer management systems. Monthly fees in the thousands. Integration fees for marketing. It is an unavoidable drain. Then the pack on sales. A hidden fee on every car. Before the salesperson sees a dime, the house takes its cut first. The salesperson gets a mini, a flat payout for the scraps. The house always skims the top. You think you won the deal? You negotiated the price down? The manufacturer inflated the invoice. They have a holdback check. They refund the dealer later. You never see it on paper. The dealer makes money anyway. Then the documentation fee. Some states cap it low. Others let it run wild. Same printer, same ink. Different profit based on geography. The salesperson uses a tool. The 4-square sheet. Trade-in, price, down payment, term. They tangle them all together. You look at the monthly number. They stretch the loan term. You get your low payment. They get their high interest. They keep the margin protected. You leave thinking you won. They leave knowing they did. The real winners own groups. 5, 10, 20 locations? Share the accounting office. Share the HR department. Negotiate software fees down. Diversify across different brands. One brand tanks, another brand carries the weight. The reinsurance pool grows. The captive insurance gets massive. The investment returns dwarf the sales. This is the empire model. It is not all golden. It is heavily leveraged debt. Rising rates kill the floor plan. Manufacturers can be brutal. They demand facility upgrades. They push electric mandates. The dealer carries the risk. The regulatory environment is harsh. Data privacy laws, lending discrimination rules. One mistake is a lawsuit. One mistake is a fine. It is not passive income. It is a high-pressure gauntlet. But for the resilient, it is one of the most stable models. It thrives in every cycle. It prints cash in the service bay. It builds wealth in the finance room. It compounds capital in the insurance pool. The owner holds all the strings. You don't sell the car. You sell the entire financial experience. You manage the complexity. You control the math. That is the business of dealerships. Let's talk about the salesman's psychology. They are trained to hunt. They look for your pain point. Are you worried about the payment? They will stretch the term. Are you worried about reliability? They will push the warranty. The office is a battlefield, and you are the target. They know your credit score. They know your budget limit. They have every advantage. The salesperson is an actor. The sales manager is the director. The stage is the showroom floor. And the script is written in red ink. Think about the trade-in car. They want to give you less. They will find every scratch. They will count every dent. They will argue the mileage. Then they sell it for more. They make money on the buy. They make money on the sell. The trade-in is a double dip. You think you are winning. They are maximizing the spread. Now consider the hiring process. They want hungry people. They want people with bills. They want people who can't quit. Burnout is a feature, not a bug. They keep a rotation of staff. The top performers stay. The weak are cycled out. It is survival of the fittest. It is a brutal hiring model, but it works for the bottom line. What about the local community? Dealers sponsor the teams. They sponsor the schools. They want to be the face. They want local trust. They want the town to visit. It is a smart brand play. It builds a local monopoly. The dealer is the king of the town, but it is all calculated ROI. Every donation is a marketing expense. Let's talk about the physical plant. The lights are always bright. The floors are always clean. The smell is always new car. It is sensory engineering. They want you to feel rich. They want you to feel success. The showroom is a theater, and the car is the star. You are the audience. And the price of admission? A long-term, high-interest loan. Consider the parts department. The shelves are packed tight. They manage thousands of SKUs. It is a logistical nightmare, but it is a recurring revenue. Every fix needs a part. Every wreck needs a bumper. They control the supply chain. They charge the retail price. They take the wholesale cost. The spread is their profit. It is a quiet, steady flow. What about the legal battles? Dealers sue manufacturers. Manufacturers sue dealers. It is a constant friction. The franchise law is complex. It protects the dealer's territory. It stops direct sales. It keeps the middleman alive. The dealer is a protected species, protected by state law, protected by regional borders. It is a government-backed cartel. That is why they are rich. They have a legal moat, a moat made of legislation. Consider the tax strategy. They hold the land in a trust. They lease it to the dealer. They deduct the rent as cost. They pay the tax as income. It is a shell game. It shifts the cash around. It minimizes the tax bite. It is wealth preservation. The owner never dies poor. The structure ensures that. Now focus on the inventory drift. Why do they have so many SUVs? Because people want them. Because the margins are higher. They push what sells fast. They ignore the slow movers. The lot is a mirror of demand. It changes every season. It changes every quarter. The dealer is an expert in trend. They read the market data. They buy with precision. They sell with aggression. Let's talk about the Mini. The salesperson needs a win. They get the flat payout. The dealer gets the car sale. The dealer keeps the F and I spread. The dealer keeps the warranty. The salesperson gets the crumbs. But the volume adds up. 20 Minis a month? That is a living wage. For the dealer, it is. 20 unit moves, 20 more service customers, 20 more finance deals. The Mini is a strategic move. It fuels the dealership engine. What about the digital shift? The internet changed the game. Pricing is now transparent. Everyone checks the invoice. Everyone checks the quotes. Dealers had to adapt. They moved the profit to the back. They moved the profit to service. They moved the profit to finance. They became masters of the invisible fee. They sell the experience. They sell the peace of mind. They sell everything but the metal. Think about the used car auction, the high-speed bidding war. You have 60 seconds. You analyze the Carfax. You analyze the auction grade. You bid your limit. You win the car. Now the logistics start. The trucking, the cleaning, the prep. By the time it is on the lot, you have $3,000 in it. You sell it for $4,000. You net $1,000. Now repeat that 50 times. That is how you survive. Let's talk about the management team. The general sales manager, the desk manager, the finance director, the service manager. They are the lieutenants. They drive the daily KPIs. They watch the board. How many cars out? How much gross per unit? How much F&I per unit? They are the tactical masters. They push the sales team. They squeeze the finance staff. They optimize the service bay. They are the ones making it happen. The owner sets the strategy. The lieutenants execute the grind. Consider the customer lifetime value. They don't want you to buy once. They want you to buy again. They send the service reminders. They send the trade-in offers. They want you in the cycle. Once you are in, they own your car budget. They own your service budget. They own your loyalty. It is a long-term harvest. They don't want a transaction. They want a relationship. Think about the holiday sales, the event pricing, the year-end clearance. They want to move the units. They want the manufacturer bonus. They want the year-end target. It is a frenzy of activity. The showroom is packed. The finance office is overwhelmed. It is the peak of the grind. They push everything they can. They clear the lot for the new year. What about the EV transition? The dealers are skeptical. The EVs have fewer parts. They need less maintenance. The service bay will shrink. The profit model is threatened. Dealers are fighting for their life. They are fighting for their margin. They are fighting for their relevance. It is a massive shift, a shift that could break the model. But the dealers are adaptable. They will find a new way. They will find a new spread. They will find a new insurance product. Let's discuss the reconditioning cost. The car comes in rough. The service team gets to work. New tires, new brakes, new oil. The cost is hidden in the price. You think the car is great. It is just well prepped. They paint the calipers. They buff the paint. They detail the interior. They turn a clunker into a gem. That is the dealer magic. That is where the profit is hidden. Consider the salesperson's training. They are taught to be friendly. They are taught to be persistent. They are taught to be experts. They are taught to overcome the no. They are the front line of the war. They are the face of the brand. They are the ones who bear the heat. If they fail, the dealer fails. It is a human capital business, and it is a high turnover field. Let's go back to the empire model. The owner sits in the tower. He watches the group reports. He watches the consolidated cash flow. He shifts capital from store A to store B. He manages the fleet assets. He manages the reinsurance pool. He is a macro operator. He is not selling cars anymore. He is managing a portfolio of assets. The individual showroom is just a branch. The group is the real company. The group is the real asset. The group is the real wealth. The succession plan. You're in the business, trade, in the shop, in the finance office, doomed to take the wheel. Ship stays in the family. Intergenerational fortune. Multi-decade build. The ultimate legacy play. Reflect on the complexity. Business of constant friction. Manufacturer versus dealer versus customer versus bank versus regulatory board. Battlefield of interests. Owner sits in the middle. The competing demands. Everyone satisfied enough. Machine rolling. Cash flowing. Is the skill of the dealer. Complexity is the barrier to entry. You can just walk in and win. Years of experience. The deep industry network, capital reserves, ironclad stomach, defends itself. The amateurs out. Towards the veterans. Closed shop. Of finance. The marketing budget. TV spots. Ad spends. Engine optimization. Owns the local keywords. The search results. The digital real estate. Car. You think them. The brand building power. The result of millions spent. Dominant market position. The inventory management. Cars do they hold? Exactly what they need. It's the lot space. Data analytics. The local demographic. Cells in the zip code. With surgical precision, with calculated speed, the finely tuned instrument. In the used car market again. Pricing is the key. The gold mine. Low, sell high. Highest margin per unit. Lease returns. The auction lots. The inventory flow. Non-stop procurement machine. Customer experience. You happy. You profitable. You to return. To refer. The referral loop. It's less to keep a customer. Acquire a new one. Golden rule of business. To the dealership floor. Local politics. Is a donor, is a leader, voice in City Hall, voice in the chamber, the business climate, where the infrastructure is there, where the roads are paved, where the growth continues, mutually beneficial play. The technology stack. Diagnostic tools are expensive. The latest hardware, latest software, training certificates, best equipment in town. All the technical repair. Independent shops can't match it. Why you go to the dealer. Specialized high-tech fix is a master of the cycle. To buy, to hold, to fold. Game of probability, game of patience, a game of nerves. Ultimate game is ready for you. Room is ready for the floor. Its office is ready for the client. Bay is ready for the wrench. Fire is ready for the crown. Been a long build. Been a complex road. Destination is clear. Nation is wealth. Nation is control. Nation is success. For the architect now, or the owner, masters are in your hand. Engine ship is waiting, is yours to claim. Good luck.